you agree with those who say that it's time for a new regulator for the water industry?
Well, good morning. I mean, I'm not against regulation. We won't see cleaner rivers if we don't get good regulation. So I'm worried it might just be shuffling the deck chairs on the Titanic. So it's really important the regulator is effective, and we put in a lot of measures to give Ofwat more powers to regulate the water industry, and a lot of those things were very effective. But nevertheless, there's a lot more to do. So I welcome what's been announced today, halve the number of sewage outflows by 2030. All those things are possible because of the measures we put in place, but clearly more needs to be done. And I support good regulation if it's effective.
You talk about the measures you put in place, and forgive me if this is a cheap jibe, but you know that's what we journalists do. Some would say that you launched the Titanic when you privatised the water industry.
Well, I don't accept that. I don't think any of the major parties is, maybe Reform are, but are proposing a renationalisation of the water industry. We've seen £200 billion of investment since we privatised the water industry, and that investment just wasn't happening when they were owned by the public sector. So that's.
But the water companies themselves say that the problem is that there's not enough investment. They are saying they need another, getting on for £300 billion over the next couple of decades. Now, that's not going to happen when they've also got to answer to shareholders. And by the way, shareholders are not sort of terrible American capitalists or whatever. They're pension funds. So they're in a bind, aren't they? And you created that by privatising the industry.
Well, of course, shareholders need to see a return. People won't invest if you don't see a return. But in a situation where you've got a private sector monopoly, it's perfectly possible to produce surpluses to return to shareholders whilst investing. Now, if in a nationalised scenario, the one you're outlining, well, the choice isn't to shareholders, it's to taxpayers. And where is the priority going to be? Is it going to be building new schools, new hospitals, or is it going to be investing in replacing the antiquated system we have in the UK that's been around here since the Victorian era? That's the problem we've got. You've got a Victorian-era sewage system, and you've got climate change, which is driving these different weather patterns. So that's the challenge you've got. I think you're more likely to see that sustained investment. In fact, we have seen that sustained investment in a private sector situation.